Hello, hello, hello. It is the DE Diva, aka the Delaware blogger, coming to you with another episode of Podcasting Your Purpose. Actually, this is episode number 119, and you're probably like, what the heck is she talking about? 6 reasons why you shouldn't start a podcast. Is that a typo? Because I've been doing this for a minute and I have been telling you why you should start a podcast. So for me to come here and tell you today why you shouldn't, whew, things are crazy. But in the meantime, in between time, I hope you had an opportunity to listen to episode number 118 when I talked about self-care for the podcaster, because we all need a little self-care now, especially with what's been going on. Oh my goodness, since Thursday. Whoo, the world, but everybody's smiling and happy. And, no offense to those that wanted the vote to go. I'm not even going to get political. Never mind. We ain't going to do that. But I know things are kind of crazy, right? And I've been telling you why you want to start a podcast. And I teach you how to start a podcast. But today I'm going to give you 6 reasons why you shouldn't start a podcast. But before I begin, again, I want to thank my sponsor, Mr. Demetrius Bullock of Motion Illustrations, for the new Delaware blogger logo. I actually have it on a mug. I have a couple of t-shirts, and I'm going to be doing some giveaways on Black Friday. So stay tuned. You might get a chance to win a Delaware blogger mug. All right. Okay. So let's get this party started. 6 reasons why you should not start a podcast for your business or your brand. Number one, you don't have time. Yeah, you don't have time. Let's be for real. Podcasting takes time, takes dedication, takes consistency, and takes creativity with your content and your promotion. And you just don't have time. And that's fine. Don't feel like you have to cram in another 2 or 3 hours, in your week to create a podcast, because really that's all that it takes, especially if you're going to be outsourcing a lot of the editing and the promotion to someone else. And all you want to do is read the content, but you don't have time. You don't have 2 hours. You don't have 3 hours. You can't give up that TV show. Nah, you can't do that. You can't stay up an extra hour. Nah, you can't do that. You can't go to bed an hour later. No, you can't do that. You simply don't have time. That's a reason why you shouldn't start a podcast, because if you don't have time, that means you're not going to stick with it. You're not going to be consistent. You're not going to create the content. You don't have time. And again, this may not be your time. Don't feel like you have to do it now. Let everything percolate. Yeah, that's my new word for the week, percolate. Let it percolate. It's podcasting is powerful. Podcasting is growing, but it's still in its infancy. It's not going to pass you by. Who just joined on here? Hello, Deshaun. How are you, my dear? It is so wonderful to see you here today. Good afternoon. And it's funny because you, I know, are so busy, and congratulations on you're a coach now. You are a coach. Yay. Congratulations. But like I said, you were busy. Everybody's busy. So if you don't have the time, make sure that you don't start the podcast, because you don't want to just throw something together. You don't want to get started and, fade away, right? So I got some aloe vera water here. Have you tried this? It's pretty good, but I got to stay away from the sodium content and the sugar. Got to stay away from that. But excuse me. But anywho, yes, Deshaun, timing is everything. So if you don't have the time to create the content, to record it and promote and publish your podcast, then wait. Just wait. The world is not going to stop. The world is going to continue going, but it's going to be your time. When you feel it's right. So that's reason number one why you shouldn't start a podcast, because you don't have the time. Number two, you don't have any extra money. You can start a podcast with just your phone, using your mic. But again, you're going to want to upgrade at some point. You're going to want to get an additional mic. You may want to spend $20, $30 on a condenser mic. You may even want to spend $100 on a Yeti mic. You may want to get some headphones. You may want to get some padding for your room. Remember, you want to make sure that you're doing this right. Again, I have this here. I use this. Let me move this over here a little bit. I have this when I'm using my phone because it catches the echoes. I have also my Yeti mic that's in a box. So yeah, you can spend as much as $20. You can spend as much as $30. You can spend as much as $100. But right now, you just don't have the money. So don't spend any extra money on things that you don't need to do, because again, you will regret it and you'll say, you know what, I could have saved that for a bill. Look, I know what it's like. So you may not have the money right now, so just wait. If you want to start, just practice with your phone. Again, just upload the app from Anchor FM and play around on your phone. It's simple, easy breezy, and you don't need any additional equipment. Again, you have a walk-in closet. Maybe you can create a fort, pad some pillows, whatever the case may be, so that you have a better sound and you don't have to invest in a whole lot of other equipment. Number 3. All right, now we're getting down to nuggets. You don't want to be considered an authority in your industry. I know that's just going to cut kind of deep. No, because you know what? Podcasting is powerful, especially now when it comes to your business or your brand. And you want to position yourself and rise above your competition. And the way you're going to do that is by promoting yourself more powerfully with a podcast. It's almost like writing a book. Being a professional speaker, a blogger, an educator, a journalist, an instructor. When people know that you're a podcaster, you hold a little bit more weight. But if you're not ready for that, don't start a podcast. You don't want to be the go-to, don't start a podcast. But we're going to talk about the other side later. Number 4, you really don't want to increase your network, and you don't want to work with any other industry leaders. And now you can see I'm getting a little sarcastic here, right? Because podcasting is a wonderful way to network with other people in your industry. When you create that podcast and you bring on those guests, OMG, they're going to be so good, not only for you, your credibility, but for your listeners as well. And remember, when you're creating this podcast, it ain't about you. Remember, I said it's not your ego, it's your audience. So if you are bringing on other people that can help solve a pain point for your audience, they're going to look to you as being more of a good source, a trusting source to come to, because you're sharing your platform with other industry leaders. So that's always a good thing. You are networking. Again, you are networking with others within your industry. When you're bringing other guests on, you are sharing your knowledge. You're widening the platform. You're getting more exposure, because what? Your guest hopefully is coming in with a built-in audience of their own. And so when they start to share that show with their fans, their family, and their friends, guess what? You just opened up another wider audience, and maybe they'll become fans and listeners of your podcast in the future. So that's another thing that if you don't want that, then you shouldn't start a podcast. Number 5, you don't want to engage with your target market audience in an H to H manner. If any of you guys know me, you know that I work with my clients on their social media marketing strategies, and I do everything in an H to H manner, heart to heart, because people do not go to social media to be sold to. They go to socialize. I don't care how much money you spend on ads, how much money you spend on boosting a post. If you're not giving your readers, your followers, your fans and friends something that touches them, then they could care less. Because let me be honest with you. There's nothing that you can do, make, produce, whatever, can't be gotten quicker, cheaper someplace else, i.e. Amazon Prime. So don't think people are just coming to you because they like you I mean, they do come to you because they like you. They're going to spend their money, their hard-earned money with you because they like you, because you touch them. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, when I talk about a podcast, podcasting is a very intimate way to connect with your clients and your customers. Again, I don't have my headsets on, but when people choose to put those earbuds into their ear or choose to put those headsets on their heads, they are listening to you. It is an intimate relationship. Largest sexual organ that a human has is between his or her ears, and that is their brain. So you are now connected into them in an intimate way. And if you don't want to deal with your audience in an intimate way, if you don't want them to trust like you and for you to be above everyone else, then you shouldn't start a podcast. Simple as that. And number 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 1, I said you don't have the time. Number 2, you don't have the money. Number 3, you don't want to be considered an authority in your field. Number 4, you don't want to network with others, in the industry. And number 5, you don't want to engage with your clients and your potential customers in an H to H manner. And number 6, you don't want to increase your bottom line. Point blank, period. See where I'm going with this? That's right. Because as people get to know you, like you, and trust you, 9 times out of 10, they will buy from you. Let me give you a quick stat. Podcasters, 62% of listeners, check it out, 62% of listeners trust an ad more if it's endorsed on a podcast. And 50% of these listeners trust it more if they hear this ad while they're listening. So those numbers are kind of weird because they go back and forth. But here's a number that are going to blow your mind. 90 million Americans listen to podcasts monthly. So you have an opportunity to spread your brand, your business to amazing audience. So yes, if you don't want to increase your bottom line, if you don't want to connect with future, listeners, future buyers, then you don't want to start a podcast. So those are just 6 reasons why that you shouldn't start a podcast. You don't have the time. You don't have the money. You don't want to be considered, an authority, a subject matter expert. You don't want to network with others in your industry, and you don't want to engage with your clients or customers in an H to H manner, and you don't want to increase the revenue. That's a reason why you shouldn't start a podcast. Now, you don't have to start that podcast today. And you don't have to start that podcast tomorrow. But I want you to start that podcast sometime soon. And if you're around, I'm actually going to be presenting how to start a podcast for a business or a brand at H.O.M.E. Not here, my home, but H.O.M.E stands for Helping One More Entrepreneur in Middletown on Thursday, the 12th of November from 6:30 to 8. I'm going to be doing a presentation for some of them. I left the link if you want to join in. It's going to be both virtually and in person. COVID-19 compliant. You will have your temperature checked. You will be required to wear a mask, and the seating will be 6 feet apart. But again, on the 12th, that's Thursday at 6:30 p.m. The link is there. Click it to register because I'm going to go through why you want to start a podcast for your business or your brand. So Teresa, hey, how you doing? Deshaun, thank you and congratulations. And I want you guys to share this. Again, share this with your fans, your followers, and your friends, because again, I'm just here to help you. This is actually episode number 119. I can't wait. I'm going to gather up, I think, to 125, and then I'll do the book. You know me, it takes me a minute. But again, Podcasting Your Purpose, a resource guide is still available. You can get that on Amazon. That's $15.99 on Amazon. If you're looking for the basic blogging tips for beginners, head over to dellblogger.com. You can order that as well. And again, I still have that special book bundle. You get both. For $26, I ship it out, no additional shipping fee. So if you want to start a podcast, make sure you send an email. Let me give you my email address. to info@ablakeenterprises.com to get scheduled that 30-minute complimentary call, discovery call, so we can talk about what it is that you want to talk about on your podcast or your blog. And then we'll get you set that up for the coaching session, that 2-hour coaching session. Remember, that's a great way to kick off 2021. There's going to be a lot of changes, up and down, wherever. And we all have a voice, we all have a vision, and we all have a mission. And it is our job to share that, to help someone, to pay it forward. And that's the best way to kick off 2021. So until the next time, stay smart, stay safe, and stay social. Still from a distance, mask up, people, because COVID ain't going nowhere. I don't care where you live or what you're doing. I know it's about the holidays and all that, but your health is most important. So again, thank you guys so very much. If you need to find and follow me on all my social media platforms, let me show you right here. You go to my Linktree ID, Dell Blogger. You'll see everything there: my blog, my podcast, my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, which I very rarely use. So everything is there. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Anchor FM is the Delaware Blogger Podcast. And don't forget, coming on the day after Thanksgiving, I'm going to start doing a giveaway of the Delaware Blogger mug. Can you see that? I'm going to get some more. I got some t-shirts and stuff. So that's going to be some giveaways for the day after the Thanksgiving holiday. Oh my goodness, can you believe it's almost Thanksgiving? Yeah, I love it. So again, stay smart, stay safe, and stay social, because I will see you in cyberspace. Thank you again, Deshawn. That's what I'm kicking off. Yes, she's going to be clicking on. All right, good. Great information. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate you. Please share this with your friends, your family. And I would appreciate you guys. I do appreciate you. Share this when you do when you check it out. Share this link with your family, your friends. And again, until the next time, stay smart, stay safe, and stay social, because I will see you in cyberspace. See ya. It's the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger. Have a beautifully blessed day. Bye-bye.